Because too many of us masquerade as if we care about all of us, and the reality is we only care about some of us. And then the real reality is some people only care about themselves, which is fine too. But just get the fuck out of the way. The second thing is this: words matter.
They do.
Words matter. I will not change my words. That's fine. That's fine. This isn't for you. But what you're not going to do is tell me how to show up. What you are not going to do is tell me how to show up. You cannot like it. But you're not going to tell me how to show up.
So listen, we're going to have a group.
You can talk after I finish. What you're not going to do is tell me how to show up. It happens too often.
Okay, listen. Please. We're going to have a Q&A, and that's going to be how the audience dialogues with the people on here. If you have an issue with how it's being, you don't have to be here, or you can talk about it after.
Words matter. Period. We spend too much time not wanting to have difficult and uncomfortable conversations. I said a factual statement on the radio, which is that gender is assigned at birth. And you would have thought that I said everybody and their mother was anything but a child of God. And the thing that it brought up for me is that the way white supremacy wins is that we think that we have to be a monolith. We think that we have to approve and co-sign other people's existences even when we don't understand it. And we also buy into this belief that there's a scarcity of space. People taking up space using terms to define themselves, challenging people to think about our own privileges should have nothing to do with you and how you feel you show up in the world. But at the point at which you and your insecurities and inability to acquire new language or accept that we evolve and things change and people take up space in ways that they haven't before, should not preclude other people from getting free. The biggest challenge for me is that this is not just about somebody's lifestyle. Black LGBTQ SGO people live with other black people. We live in the South disproportionately. We live in states where it is legal to discriminate against us based on actual or perceived sexual identity, gender orientation, and expression. What I'm saying is that many of us don't have the rights that some of y'all take for granted. And unless and until we have more of these conversations and people appreciate that somebody, again, claiming space in ways that they haven't been able to before, is not an attack on you. Black, cis, hetero women, trans women are not your enemies, they're your sisters too. The way that they come into womanhood should not be an attack on how you came into it. And I'm not saying this stuff is easy. It's why I'm taking this opportunity to sit in this. But what I'm saying is that it is necessary. None of us are free unless and until all of us is free. And again, if you can't hold space for us in this moment, then just move. Because we have been and will continue to do this work that y'all benefit from, to be clear. We just gotta do better.